Hey, Kevin here, top 100 financial advisor and best-selling author, and we are here to talk about the stock market. Today, I want to give you my top 5 stocks for the long term for 2022. Now, we've made some adjustments and things have changed the last time we put this video out. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was either early 2021 or late 2020 when I did a video that was similar to this, and the world has changed since then. So there are a few things that I'm tweaking and a few things I'm swapping out and changing just a bit to give you what I think is a solid starter portfolio that is not too concentrated in one or two areas. Yes, I could give you 5 of my favorite tech stocks and 5 of my favorite financial stocks, which we actually did talk about at the end of last year. So you can go back and check those out. But if I am a new investor and I'm trying to figure out what to invest in, and again, I don't want to just say, oh, let me just put everything in tech, especially this year because tech is a little shaky, depending on what you're investing in. What can I invest in that I don't have to worry about as a new investor? So here are my 5. And the other thing I'm going to say, there's only 5 on this list, okay? There are thousands of companies out there. There are hundreds of very good ones out there. And there are some that I've repeated over and over again that is not on this list. I like Costco. I've been talking about Costco. Costco is not on this list. Okay? I want to give you something fresh, something new, something different, and not just sit here and just repeat the exact same ones, even though it's a good company. So I'm only giving you 10. I could do this all day, like Captain America says, because every month, right, I give my students inside the Investors Toolkit a new list between 15 to 20 stocks every month. Okay, so I got more. I got plenty more, but we just want to narrow it down to 5. All right, so we'll start with Prologis, ticker symbol PLD, and I don't think I've told everybody about this one. My students heard about it last month, but we'll leave that alone. That is, Prologis is, again, ticker symbol PLD. They're up about 41% over the past year. What I like about them, they are a REIT, real estate investment trust. REITs pay good dividends. For what we're going through this year and what is expected to happen throughout this year, a good solid dividend that I can just pocket and go on about my way is a good way to go. Also, 41% over the last year, that's pretty good for the long term. Also, we are seeing the expansion of the economy. The economy is growing. So too are cost of everything from chicken wings to gas, but the economy is actually growing, which means that Prologis has an avenue to grow. What does Prologis do? Prologis is a logistics REIT, which means that they own warehouses and factories in places, in key areas where a company can come in, let's say Amazon. They get a shipment of stuff from wherever. They go to a Prologis factory, figure out how to ship it out, and get to you within 2 days. That's essentially it. And they rent out the spaces, the warehouses, all the logistical places that they can do this. The U.S. government is one of their biggest clients. Amazon's one of their biggest clients. Walmart is one of their biggest clients. And they have an entire list of their biggest clients inside of their 10K. It's a very important form. We'll probably do another video on that. But in either case, up 41%, that's solid. Because over last year, the stock market, the S&P 500, was only up 15%. 41 versus 15. And if I know the economy is expanding and I can give me a solid dividend, Prologis is one of the things that you want to add to your list. Okay. All right. Next on the list is Apple. All right. I give you one. Okay. Well, you might get another one. Apple, if I'm new, I've never invested before, Apple is one of the easiest things for me to invest in because usually you understand it. Now, I'm going to give you a quick tip that you may not see everywhere else. Most people say, oh, I see the iPhone, I see the Apple Watch, you should invest in it because of that. And while in this case, not in every case, in this case, that's not necessarily the worst idea in the world, but Apple makes more money in terms of margin, like what you pay for it and what you sell it for. They make way more money on their streaming and service business than what they do on their hardware business. Hardware meaning the physical products. They make most of the money on the iPhone. That is true. But the Apple Care program, the iCloud, Apple Music, Apple TV, I already said iCloud, like that stuff is where they make more margin. They make a lot of money there while paying very little to create and maintain those services. That is the big growth area that I am really interested in, what I like Apple most, what I like most about Apple. Also, Apple Pay. Every time you swipe your card or touch your card or whatever you do with Apple Pay, they get paid from that too. They also had a program where they are taking licenses and adding them to the Apple Wallet program so that maybe I'm at TSA, I can just pull up my Flight, which also can be an Apple Wallet, but also I can pull up my license too and never have to be without my license unless my phone dies, which doesn't happen to me, but happens to people. Y'all don't be charging out phones when y'all be at home, but whatever. In that case, Apple's one of the easiest ones out there that I think, if you don't have it and you're new and you've never invested, you don't know what to invest in, that one's there. That's an easy one, especially for the long term, based on how Apple has done over the long term. So for example, and I'm using 1 year here because again, we're talking long term. I don't have to worry about Apple. Apple's up 25% in the last year. We'll see what it does this year. It's one of the strongest companies so far this year, even though it is very, very, very early. All right. So we've talked about two. We talked about Prologis. We talked about Apple, ticker symbol AAPL. Now Microsoft. Y'all know I like Microsoft. I've been liking Microsoft, and I'm going to keep liking Microsoft. Microsoft is also in the tech space, also very close to Apple, where they're up right around 25% in the last year. What do you need to know about Microsoft? They don't have many weaknesses, and they're in so many different businesses that it's hard not to like, and for me, it's a very easy company. They make this. They make the Surface Pro, which is what I'm doing this on. But then they got Microsoft Office and the whole Microsoft 365. And they got Xbox. And they just bought Activision. And they got contracts with the government. And they've got the cloud business. This is one of those places where, don't forget, they also got Bing, the search engine. That's still alive. And they own LinkedIn. These are just things I'm like, oh yeah, they also have that. So they're one of the biggest companies out there. The beautiful thing from an investor perspective is it's hard to lose. Now, I ain't saying it's impossible, but it's hard to lose when your business is so diversified and you can make so much money and you can have so much control. Unless you got a Mac, you are on a Windows device. And way more people have a Windows device than they do a Mac. Now, you might use Chrome, right? You might use Chrome because nobody uses Internet Explorer or Edge or whatever it is they call it. But you still use Excel and a lot of those other programs. So Microsoft is one of the easiest ones for me. I think Apple is easier because I think people like Apple's brand better. But in either case, for my money and my returns, I like them both. And y'all know what I invest in. Y'all see me on public. Y'all watch these videos every day because you have hit the subscribe button. You should. This super easy. So we've got Prologis, Apple, Microsoft, ticker symbol MSFT. Now we're going to shift gears and give you a little something different. So last time we had Disney on here. I ain't with Disney no more. Okay, I like Disney. I like Marvel. I think it's the best storytelling company out there. It ain't making me money right now, and I'm not sure how it's going to do over the next year, the next 5 years. Now, the CEO, Bob Chapek, has a lot of stuff to say about how they can move into the metaverse and how people are traveling and going to the parks more, and all of that stuff is great. I'm just not as confident as what I was the original time I did the video, and just what I've seen over the last year or so. It's just not it. It's just not it. So we're making a shift here, and this is where I like United Healthcare, ticker symbol UNH. It's an easy company in that, well, I think health insurance can be a little complicated. Actually, health insurance is really bad. It's really complex. But what you need to know as an investor is that it's an easy cash cow, meaning that, for example, I had United Healthcare at one of my jobs where, they pay me and my health insurance comes out and then my 401k comes out. United Healthcare was getting paid. End of story. They were getting, like, that was it. Like, it's one of the companies, it's kind of like car insurance, where it is by law you have to have it. It's very similar to that, where it's in your benefits package. You have to have it because you definitely want a discount or no cost when you go to a primary care doctor or whatever it is. That's what you gotta have. And in this COVID environment, it's definitely been highlighted even more. But even when it's not the case, UNH has done quite well for a very long time, and it's a company where I don't have to be, again, overly focused on tech. I think a lot of people are trying to find that next big Amazon, the next big Google, the next big whatever, and those are fine, right? They're probably going to make you more money than a United Healthcare. But in this time and age where interest rates are expected to rise, it is going to be harder to find a lot of those tech names Guess who's here? United Healthcare. And also, rates don't just rise in 1 year and just absolutely stop. It is a continuous process that can last several years. Now, I'm not telling you 5, but it could be a year, year and a half. In either case, again, something like United Healthcare is going to be there in any scenario, in my view. So I think it's something that's easy, that is diversified, so it's not all in tech. It's a different space that most people, in my view, aren't necessarily looking at. Whew. All right, so the next one and the last one actually is Thermo Fisher, ticker symbol TMO. Now this is a stock I wish I kept. I let go of it, and I let go of it for good reason, because it was down at the time that I had it. I held it for 6 months. I probably should have been a lot more patient and said, let me give it a year. Now this stock is up 19% compared to the 15% for the S&P 500. They're a science company, Thermo Fisher Science Incorporated or something like that. In either case, they're the manufacturers of a lot of research. So they do a lot of research. They create a lot of scientific equipment, things like that, and they've done quite well. And again, this is another shift to, be a little bit more diversified. So we got some health related science stuff, and we've got some tech, and we got some real estate. Again, trying to be a little bit different in terms of concentration. Again, they are up 19%. They've done quite well. If you start to zoom out like 2 or 3 years, you'd be quite impressed with how well this company has done. But again, these are the 5 companies that I like right now in 2022. And that if you were to tell me, hey, what do I need to invest in that's going to give me good returns and keyword I don't have to worry about. And in fact, I think all of these, from memory, all of these except for United Healthcare, at least one person in our family currently owns, and I'm the one who usually makes these decisions. So that tells you, like, I believe a lot in these. You will see for a fact, you'll see Prologis, Apple, and Microsoft in my public portfolio. Thermo Fisher, I think my son has. I have to check and see if anybody owns United Healthcare. So these are stocks we actually own, stocks I do like, and you can see that the proof is in the pudding for a lot of these names. So again, these are my 5 for 2022, and again, it's the key here is 5 that I like, 5 that should do well in this year, and I don't have to worry about for the long term. So if I were to buy all 5 of these today, and I'm brand new, and I'm not someone, keyword, I'm not someone checking my account every day, reacting to the news every day, and you can be calm and let things ride for a year, let things ride for 2 years or more, I think you're going to be fine. Now, if you are reactionary and you need to make money now, I don't know if these stocks are for you. Okay, so I just want to be really clear about what this list is designed to do. All right, that is it for me. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.